Hey guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. Thanks for joining us. Last week we talked about application tips for your wood treatment products. This week we're going to start a two-part series on siding options and tips for the different siding options that you can select for the gable ends, the dormers, the shed dormers, for foundation walls that might be exposed and completely out of the ground. Garages, there's a lot of different options that you can choose from, and we've done tips on this before, but not as in depth as we're going to take on for the next couple of weeks. This is a conversation that we have a lot with our clients. Architecturally, what do you want to see on those gable ends, on any frame wall addition for a wing wall that might have 2x6 framing that you're going to put a different type of finish on? Gable dormers, shed dormers, what do you want to see? Do you want it to be a log look all the way up, continuous, or do you want to mix up the architecture a little bit and change it up a little bit with some board and batten siding? That's what you see here. This is a vertical board with a batten strip. You can see that in the gable end of this. This is a log, chinked log profile with a gable end with board and batten siding. Also on the frame wall addition, there is board and batten siding. As you can see in this next image, same thing, chinked log profile, and then a vertical board and batten siding on the gable dormers, shed dormers, gable ends. Another thing that you want to take into mind and keep in mind is that you've got horizontal logs. Some people like to mix up the lines. So with the gable ends and dormers going more of a vertical board and batten or a vertical line just mixes up the architecture a little bit and draws your eye to those areas. So this is the first option that you can choose from, which is a board and batten, or what we call a B&B exterior siding. Another option, and these are in no particular order, is a Hardie shake, which you see here on this shed dormer wall. This stair tower bump out actually has a antique barnwood on it. So if you want to mix it up a little bit with a Hardie shake on one wall and a Hardie board and batten on another wall, or if you wanted to put a barnwood, these are two different options that were incorporated into this particular house. And you can see the different architecture and the different lines. You've got horizontal lines, vertical lines, and then you go back to horizontal with a shake look. So that's another option that you can choose from. Different color selections. This is a Hardie shake as well that was used continuous on the gable ends, on the cheek walls of the shed dormers, on the shed dormer walls. So that is definitely an option, going either with a Hardie shake or a Hardie board. Some people like to use Hardie shake or Hardie board because it's a painted product. It gives you a little bit more longevity. And in some of these areas, like the shed dormer walls and the gable ends and the gable dormers, those are a little bit more exposed and vulnerable to the sunlight. So they take a little bit more abuse from the sunlight. So it's good to have a very maintenance-friendly product in those areas. The next product is going to be a live edge siding. As you can see here, live edge is a product that has a random or wavy or live edge on the bottom. It's a straight cut and a lap siding on the top. And so it just gives you a little bit of detail, as you can see here in the gable dormers and the gable ends. Even the finish out on the fireplace is used with a live edge siding that has a little bit of contour to it. So it's not like a typical lap siding where it has a straight edge on the bottom. It's got a random live edge on the bottom that gives you a little bit of contour and a little bit more architectural detail. So live edge siding is a product that is an option and that a lot of our clients use. Log siding is probably the most popular. Log siding is what you would use in the gable ends, in the dormers, in the gable dormers to continue that log look all the way to the peak. If you were doing a log-on-log profile, then you would not have this insulated chink joint. You would not have that chinking, and it would just be a wood-to-wood connection for a log-on-log profile. But this is a log siding that gives you that continuous log look all the way to the peak of the gables and from the bottom of the dormer wall all the way to the top, so that it is a consistent log look all the way up. Log siding was used here in this gable end on the little small shed dormer wall here and in the gable ends. So that is going to be the most typical option to keep that log look all the way up and continuous. Another option is a poplar bark siding. That's what you see here in this gable end and in this cheek wall of this shed dormer. Poplar bark siding is really popular in Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, North Georgia, kind of in the Highlands area, Banner Elk, Boone, Blowing Rock. This product is used heavily in those areas, and there are a lot of suppliers that provide this type of product over in this area. You just got to think about what different products you want on your home and what look do you want. You also want to maybe check, architectural covenants and restrictions. Your architectural restrictions sometimes will specify what you have to put into those areas, but most of the time that's not the case. So just aesthetically, what do you want to see up in those areas? You'll have log walls for the main structure, and then when you get up into the gables and the dormers, you get into a frame wall construction that has a log siding or has another siding option. Here, this client used a log siding in this prow wall up in the gable end, but then switched over to a vinyl plank siding in the gable dormers. And a lot of people don't think about vinyl plank siding or vinyl shake siding as an option because they just don't think about vinyl with log. But this is a painted product. It's very maintenance friendly, and anything above these roof lines, and especially a house like this where it's sitting on top of a mountain with a lot of sunlight exposure, hardy board, hardy shake, vinyl shake are all good options, and as you can see here, really look good contrary to popular belief. So those are some of the different siding options that are available. We're going to cover next week the interior siding options that are available. Some of them will be the same, but we'll have some other options that you can choose from. And keep in mind, this is a very much of a cosmetic and very much of a maintenance decision that you go through. It also can become a cost decision as well. So we will cover more interior options next week, and hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for joining us for Tip Tuesday for this week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, stay safe and healthy and take care.